Everywhere. Hour 2, Big Sills, thanks for coming aboard. Please hit the like button. Before we move on to the game a little bit more here with Rams and Eagles, do you think Magic Johnson fired a warning shot today when he said that there was no fire on the sidelines for Washington when it came to that Bears game? Could they fire Ron Rivera and give the interim tag or the permanent tag to Eric Bieniemy in season? Could they do that? I mean, Maniac makes a great point. What is a 4% owner of a team talking out loud like that? He's a minority stakeholder in that thing. Why does he have the megaphone and it's not Josh Harris? Josh Harris clearly gave him the permission to say that. You're never going to, as a minority owner, have you ever heard a minority owner anywhere barking about anything about a football team? That's correct, JM. Magic Johnson is Josh Harris's mouthpiece now. A 4% owner is saying something publicly? Seriously, man. I'd be like this. If you think Jerry Jones would let a 4% owner of the Dallas Cowboys, you think he'd let a 4% owner bark something out about his team not playing well against Arizona? So I think what they're planning on doing, I think they're planning on making it so they're going to put Eric Bieniemy in, and they're going to name him the permanent head coach moving forward. And I think that's probably going to happen over the next couple of weeks. That was so weird. So weird to hear a 4% owner say something. I mean, I was like, what is he doing talking? Since when do minority owners, when it comes to owning a team, have a say in public about the way a team is playing? Minority owners don't have opinions. They're lucky to be investing. Name me, okay then, Elliot, name me another minority owner you ever heard say something about a team not playing well and there's no fire in the belly. In the 105 years of the league, name me one. Magic Johnson? They're getting ready to fire Ron. Ron Rivera. Matt Eberflus saved his gig last night. Okay? Matt Eberflus saved his gig. He did. Again, before we move on here, I thought it was pretty cool that what T.O. said about Eagle fans. How many people in here like Terrell Owens? Not justifying it, but how many minority owners are Magic Johnson? You think that matters to those 32 white owners? You think they look at Magic Johnson? Well, maybe because Josh Harris is a hoop guy. Maybe I would say this, Tone, maybe because Harris knows Magic's how big and important Magic is, because he deals with the NBA guys. There could be that dynamic in there. There could be that dynamic. Sure, okay. I didn't think about it because he looks at him in a different light because he's a Sixers owner. Okay? Sports radio, do you ever say anything positive about Philly? Yeah, I said you go to the Super Bowl last year. Is that positive enough? Just asking you one thing about T.O., do you think Philadelphia Eagle fans like him? Do Eagle fans and Philly sports fans like him? Do they like him? I thought he said something pretty cool about you guys in the San Francisco, because personally, I got why. I covered him out there when he was with the Niners. Okay, you know what he said? He was asked a question yesterday on a morning show called The Game. I was supposed to be the morning guy, that thing, a couple of years back, but that's another day. And he goes, where do you think you got the most love? And you know what they said? And you know what he said? He goes, I get more respect from the Eagle fans, and they look at me and revering more, and they like me more. I think so. I never came across a fan that dogged him. Fans always blame McNabb for what it turned out to be. So do I. He goes like this, yeah, man, Eagle fans. And they're like, no, no. And I go, well, I was on KMBR 68. And I'll tell you what they used to say about Owens. They didn't like the way he carried himself. He was very un-Jerry Rice-like. Rice loves him. Rice used to have to defend him. And it was because he was taking the, I think if I'm not mistaken, Tone, you'll like this. I think the day they honored Rice, he was still playing with the Niners. Owens had 20 catches. On the day they honored Rice, he had 20. He had this game. I went on the air the next day. I'm like, hey, that's some honoring of Jerry Rice. The heir apparent has 20 catches. And I'm on here going, hey, that's some way to honor somebody. The new guy who's going to take his gig had 20 catches and broke a team record. Okay? I mean, yeah. He made them guys go, no. And I'm like, they never liked him out there because he was the replacement to Jerry Rice. You know how that is. They don't like the new guy. They didn't like Mantle in New York. They didn't like A-Rod when he came in because they didn't want him to take some of the shine away from Jeter. I mean, that just happens. Totally, man. The T.O.'s like, no, man, Eagle fans. I was so happy to hear him say, and it never dawned on me because I said this, I go, in San Francisco, they give a shit about how you act, your personality, what kind of dude you are. In Philadelphia, they only care you win and you produce. Best worst star in Dallas. Hey, am I right? All they cared about with T.O. was he produced and he was good. Anyone. That's all they cared about. In San Francisco, it's about the look, how you carry yourself, all that other shit that doesn't matter at all. Totally, man. Oh, he shut that radio station down. People calling in, that's why we always hated him. I'm like, yeah, you did always hate him. That was an absolute fact. You always did hate him. Okay? All right. So, are you worried about Stafford versus your secondary? I'm going to add something here. Are you worried about the number 2 passing attack versus the number 27? Yes. I want to see how many people think that could be an issue. No, Stafford a fraud. A little bit worried. No, when we put the ball on the star, that was great. It was. I worried Big Fletch is not going to play. That's a factor. No, hell no. Yes. No, come on. Absolutely. Okay. So those who are saying, no, not at all, I have no absolute worries. Well, let me add another dynamic. Are you worried about the number 2 offense versus the number 27 pass defense? And to combine that, are you concerned about Sue Petta versus Aaron Donald? So those two dynamics together, are you concerned about? Yes or no? Yes, Matthew Stafford going for 400. So Sue Petta versus Aaron Donald and the number 2 offense versus the number 27 pass defense. How about those two dynamics? Are you concerned? Riley says he's not concerned. Donald's time is up. Tone, am I right? The guy who's been graded out the #1 defensive tackle in the first month, hasn't it been Donald? They'll slide help to Petta or run it, Donald. Oh, they're going to run it, Donald. They're going to run at Donald. Run right at Donald. Look at you guys. Holy cow. We actually have some people who drank some smart juice today. Okay. Sports talk culture burns me up sometimes. Now Donald is washed. We must be living in the twilight zone. No. Tony, you got to remember, he's washed this week, but he won't be after this week. Okay? You see, Tone, I'm a sports psychologist now. I know how people and sports talk listeners, watchers now, I know how they act. It's very interesting in its own dynamic. They're actually harder to deal with than political people. I used to do a show on 97 WFLA, and I did it before, what was his name? Beck. Glenn Beck came in, and I'm friends with Glenn Beck. And Glenn Beck's like, how do I do? I joke, just talk shit. Hey, Tone, just talk shit. Don't worry. Whatever you think, just talk shit. It's not working. I go, just give it time. Trust me. You'll be like a foot fungus too. Okay? Jalen Carter's rookie of the year. He's rookie of the month. Sure. Okay? Neil, good afternoon, my friend. They had Donald ranked second. Okay. First or second. Some people in here call that washed. Mara, thank you. Thank you. Big Sills in here barely passed the first grade. Now that's impressive. We're more physical, you think? Hey, you think there'll be a football game you go into where you're not going to be the more physical team? The only game you're going to run into where that is San Francisco, and they're not more physical than you. They're as physical. Okay? There's not going to be an upper hand in who's a tougher guy in that fight. Nobody gets that advantage. You're both tough. You're both mean. You're both bullies. Nobody. No. Joseph goes San Fran. No, man. You got to beat the champ before you can start barking about being better. That don't roll here. You don't get the benefit of the doubt till you beat the champ. The Philadelphia Eagles still hold the heavyweight or the NFC championship belt. San Francisco's got to take the belt from them first before you can start barking. Let's not challenge Aaron Donald or Stafford Sunday. Okay? Hey, Philadelphia Eagles own the NFC championship belt. San Francisco, you can bark and tell you how great you are and Purdy's this and Christian McCaffrey has all this. But until you beat the champ and take the belt from them, they have the belt. Until you replace him as champion, it's what it is. You don't get the advantage because you think you're better. You got to take the belt off him. Silver medal belt? That's not what I said. You got to first win your conference before you get a shot at the brass slipper. Okay? You've got to win your conference. And they're the reigning champ. Take the belt from them. Take the belt. Take the belt. Hey, I may talk shit on you, and I may kind of needle you at times, but don't get that wrong. The Philadelphia Eagles have the NFC belt around their waist, and they get to parade around as champion the same way Kansas City gets to parade around because they hold the World Heavyweight Championship. And until someone takes that championship from them, I don't give a shit who you are. You're just talk. Well, we're better. No, I think we're no. Okay, great. Well, that guy, how come when they walk into a room, they have a heavyweight title belt on and you've got a Hello Kitty belt on? You got a Hello Kitty belt, or you got like a belt that you won when you were in junior high school and you won it from the punt, pass, and kick contest, and they got the heavyweight championship belt. You got the punt, pass, and kick belt. They got the heavyweight belt. The Fangio scheme allows the dink and dunks at the expense of explosive plays. Only one wide receiver has had over 100 yards on us. The numbers are deceiving. I don't believe the numbers are deceiving when you're talking about the quality quarterback that's doing it against you. You may look at it that way. Mac Jones got benched, and he threw for 320 yards on you. We're not talking about elite. So you think those numbers are misleading when you're talking about the talent of quarterback like Baker Mayfield, Sam Howell, who had his fifth start, and Mac Jones, and you think it's deceiving. I don't. Those guys are not quality quarterbacks. Okay? They're not quality quarterbacks. Okay? No. Hey, let me say it one more time to you. I think the Niners are really good. I think they're – wait a minute. Kissing ass? So you really think if you don't hold a heavyweight championship belt of the year or the conference championship belt, you could parade around in your skivvies pretending to be the champ because you went down in your dad's basement and you made a championship belt and you crowned yourself like you're Chad Johnson? I think that's funny. Okay? I actually think that's funny. How come no one answers this? Are you concerned about Sue Petta versus Aaron Donald? Hurts has been hit. Those that go Sills, is Stafford a quality quarterback? They got the number 2 passing offense in the NFL. Look at Keon, man. Sue Petta's an all-pro. No issues. Yeah. Aaron Donald. Might as well be Donald Duck. Oh, Keon's got it down, man. Aaron Donald's Donald Duck to me. Not worried about this guy. He's Donald Duck. Sue Petta. Sills, have you seen this beast? I actually have. What's your take on him? I think he's a good backup. Backup? He's an all-pro, Sills. Of course. Well, he better be. He better be. He better be. Hey, there's that 21-1. Love it. Fantastic. Congratulations. That is your identity. 21-1. Couldn't be spoken by a better Philadelphian, I'm sure. 21-1. You should put that on a t-shirt. Eagle fans are 21-1. I'd like a t-shirt that says champion on it, but hey, I'll take 21-1. Hey, come on now. I don't want to hurt any feelings. It's a football Friday. You should put 4-0 on too. 21-1, right above it, then 4-0. Eagle fans are 21-1, 4-0. You're right. You're absolutely right. Hey, come on. I told you. I'm trying to be nice today. Okay? I'm actually trying to be nice. Okay? Just trying to be nice. What are the Cowgirls then? What would you think I would call the Cowgirls? According to you, the Cowgirls. What would you call the cow? I told you what I called them. They're the Kardashians of the NFL. They're the Kardashians. They're like the Osbournes. Or watching like Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn. You're like watching some sort of like reality show that you come away with more confused than when you first tuned it on. Sills, Philly loves you. Can the Phillies beat the Braves? Great pitching, man. It's going to come down to putting them runs up on that Braves pitching staff. That's a great organization. The Kardashians. That's who they are. Here, what other like really freaky? What's the one with Tone Loc in it? Not Tone Loc, Flavor Flav. What's the one with Flavor in it? And Stallone's old chick. That was another one of those reality shows. I was like, okay, I don't get this. I'm not sure what this is. How poorly did Pay to Play versus Commanders concerned? Seals, can you suit up this weekend? I can't jump over a stack of dimes right now.